In ancient times, the interplay between consciousness and intellect served as a guiding force in humanity's attempts to make sense of the universe. The human desire to control the natural world, driven by need, evolved throughout history. In time, pure thought distanced itself from the essence of the world and became examined through material forms. In this regard, early ideas about the existential reasons for the stars began to form associations with earthly objects, which gave rise to the science of astrology. The term astrology comes from the Greek words aster, star or constellation, and logos, reasoning, discourse, combining to form astrologia, literally meaning the study of the stars or star science. Astrology was a knowledge system shaped around abstract dimensions of societal impulses. People sought to predict extreme events on Earth based on the positions of celestial bodies. Observations of the 7 planets visible to the naked eye and movements within the zodiac were interpreted by expert practitioners known as seers. These individuals used intuition and signs to predict the future or uncover hidden truths, a craft that came to be known as the art of interpretation. To early humans, stars spoke a language. The interpreters of this celestial language were called astrologers. In Greek, astrologos, meaning those who derive judgments from the stars. In Islam, the term munajjim was used instead. Like earlier cultures, the Iranians regarded astronomy and astrology as one unified science. In the Den card, this science was called starganisni, or talking about stars, and practitioners were labeled starganischen, those who speak of the zodiac, Yahangam Shizak, experts of time. The Bundahishan used the term astronomer, meaning calculators of the stars. The esteemed knowledge possessed by astrologers earned them high social status. Michael Scott, for example, wrote that their wisdom was a divine gift from God, and that they deserved honor for their early access to divine mysteries. This respect reflected the ancient world's spiritual inclinations. The interaction between the knower, subject, and the known, object, in early societies marked the beginning of knowledge. Humans formed frameworks to explain natural phenomena and assigned themselves roles within these frameworks. When knowledge was insufficient, assumptions became acceptable. People frequently consulted seers. Belief in the influence of stars and their spiral movements was common. Beyond practical needs, humans' desire to understand the universe and foresee future events heightened interest in astrology. Ptolemy believed that foreknowledge through stars could prepare the soul for events, encouraging tranquility and readiness. In his view, unexpected events could disturb the mind, while anticipated outcomes allowed for emotional control. Abū Maʿshar al-Balkhi, a renowned 9th century astronomer serving the Abbasids, shared this idea. He believed foreknowledge of happiness was preferable to discovering it after the fact, as people naturally strive to attain or preserve happiness. He argued that celestial bodies, even the seasons, could influence human temperament. Abū Maʿshar's conviction that star knowledge could bring happiness gained wide support. People accepted that foreknowledge of misfortune could help avoid or minimize its effects. For him, astrology was the science of knowing what would happen based on the positions and powers of moving celestial bodies. The configurations of stars form symbolic judgments, establishing the foundations of astrology. The scholar Dorotheus of Sidon advised his son to trust in star-based predictions, showing how such foreknowledge was taken seriously. This belief is echoed in the 11th century magic manual Ghayat al-Hakim, which states, "Believe what Sabit ibn Qurra said about talismans. Astrology's noblest aspect is talisman science, for there is no life in a body without a soul." In primitive societies, talismans became part of astrological practice. Ibn Khaldun described talismanic science as direct spiritual influence through celestial forces. Though controversial in Islam, such beliefs were widespread among the Nabateans and Chaldeans before the time of Moses. The Chaldeans, in fact, are considered the originators of astrology, with Hermes al-Babili being a renowned scholar from the time of Socrates. David Pingree defined astrology as the study of how the seven celestial bodies, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, fixed stars, and sometimes lunar nodes, influence the sublunar world. The belief in celestial influence reflects ancient thought and forms the foundation for the macrocosm-microcosm concept. The universe as a mirror of man, and man as a micro-universe. Astrology evolved into several subfields: natal astrology, based on birth charts; horary astrology, answering specific questions; electional astrology, determining auspicious times; and natural astrology, rooted in Mesopotamian omens. In Timaeus, Plato states that souls and stars were created equally, and that souls could return to their original star by mastering their desires. These mystical views led to astrology taking on concrete characteristics and eventually forming the backbone of mathematical astronomy. The word astronomy also derives from Greek astronomia, combining aster and nomos, meaning the science of the laws of the stars. In modern Persian, it is sitara shanasi, and in Islamic science it was called ilm al-falak, with other terms like ilm al-nujum, ilm al-haya, and sana'at al-tanjim also used. Astronomy in antiquity arose from practical needs: agricultural cycles, religious festivals, and navigation. In the Republic, Plato emphasized that military leaders, like farmers and sailors, should understand celestial patterns. This reflects the ancient belief in astronomy's strategic importance. Astronomy informed not only agriculture and seafaring, but also warfare. Ptolemy observed that celestial motions created effects on Earth, such as weather changes, and believed they impacted the human body, linking astrology to medicine. A patient's fate was analyzed by observing the moon, rising signs, and planetary aspects. Even the timing of illness, recovery, or worsening could be inferred from lunar cycles. Planets were linked to specific ailments. Saturn, Kronos, caused cold-related diseases. Jupiter, Zeus, was associated with ulcers, inflammation, and liver conditions. Abū Maʿshar saw medicine as a noble profession, but astrology even nobler, as it drew knowledge from celestial dynamics rather than physical nature alone. He argued that Errors in astrology came not from the science itself, but from astrologers' incomplete understanding. Just as one wouldn't abandon sailing because a sailor erred, astrology shouldn't be discredited for occasional misjudgments. He noted that medical mistakes often had more severe consequences than astrological ones. Hippocrates emphasized the need for doctors to understand star knowledge, attributing weather patterns to celestial causes. The Brethren of Purity, Ikhwan al-Safa, divided astronomy into three parts: celestial structures and movements, Ilm al-Haya; astronomical calculations, Zij; and predictive reasoning, Ilm al-Akam, or astrology. Despite its advocates, many thinkers like Al-Farabi, Ibn Sina, and theologians such as Al-Shafi'i and
While astronomy became a mathematical science, astrology retained its abstract and metaphysical nature. Kepler once described astrology as the prostitute daughter of astronomy, once inseparable, now fundamentally different. Despite diverging meanings today, understanding astrology's historical role helps us grasp how astronomy developed into a rigorous science. In this sense, astrology helped solidify astronomy as a mathematical and physical discipline, one that now forms the basis of modern space technology.